Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Bahrain Now with me, your host, Bara Abdallah, as we showcase all the latest talents, initiatives, and happenings in Bahrain. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when everything feels like an uphill struggle, think about the view from the top. For the love of the outdoor sports, climbing and hiking, not only in Bahrain, but in the GCC. We welcome tonight the members of the Bahrain climbing and hiking community. How are you, gentlemen?
Oh, well, thank you very much for having us.
Great. So introduce yourselves, starting with you, sir.
Hussein.
Amr.
I'm Syed Hamza.
Welcome back again.
My pleasure.
Now, from the waters to the mountains.
Indeed.
What's next? The skies.
That's actually on the list. That's on the list.
Awesome. Like skydiving?
Indeed.
Great. Well, now let's just at least go to the top with the mountains. So, very interesting. You know, as I get to see, there is a climbing and hiking community. I barely climbed the stairs, but you guys are doing way further than that. So, sir, starting with you, tell us more about it.
Well, I think viewers should understand that climbing is a branch of mountaineering. So you know, whenever you're talking about mountaineering, you're basically specifically talking about people ascending tall mountains.
Okay.
And a branch of that is climbing. Now, climbing, there are different types of climbing. The ones that I'd like to highlight is bouldering and sport climbing, which is
Okay.
what we mainly do in Bahrain.
Amazing. Well, Amr, what can you tell us?
Well, mountaineering in general, as he said, is quite a big sport. And we're focusing on a couple of things from it, which is climbing. These guys are more climbing experts. I'm more of a hiking and trekking mountaineer. So I usually go up to the high peaks, over 5,000 meters, and I've been doing that for quite a few years. And then when I came back to Bahrain a few years ago, we kind of got together and started doing a bit more climbing. We found a few places in Bahrain in a natural habitat
Okay.
where we used to go climbing as well. Mostly bouldering. So bouldering are rocks, basically.
Right.
Rock formations, and you can
Big rock.
find your way through a path to boulder these rocks.
Interesting.
So you can start off from as low as, you know, under the table all the way up to about 4 or 5 meters, nothing more. So it doesn't require any ropes or anything. That's what bouldering is.
Okay.
Sport climbing is more with ropes on a wall or more artificial places. It could be also natural, but in other places around the world.
It just gets more technical when you speak about sport climbing. That's where the technical aspect comes into play.
True.
So when you're doing bouldering, like Amr said, it's 4 or 5 meters high, and basically, I'd like to emphasize that climbing in general or mountaineering in general is an extreme sport. So we have to emphasize the safety aspect of it, and that's where the technical perspective comes into climbing. So when you're speaking about bouldering, obviously we're not doing it solely with no safety in mind. That being, whenever we go bouldering in Bahrain, we have safety cushions, mattresses basically.
Okay.
And we do that. We spot each other, and the different techniques that you have to learn in order to perform this sport. So yeah, all that is just the ingredients of having a successful sport in
With a safe environment.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions here. This is very interesting. Not every day you get to hear about this, but Syed Hamza, what do you want to add?
So, from the hard part to the kids part.
Okay.
Rock climbing is actually climbing as general is a human nature.
Human nature.
Human nature.
Okay.
Just take a jar of cookies and hang it over the fridge and watch your kid climb that fridge.
I did that.
Okay, I did that too.
My kid did that.
So we all are natural climbers.
We fell
basically.
too. It hurts.
Yeah. For kids and babies, basically.
Okay.
They are really extremely talented on climbing. They know the aspect of the falling part.
Mm.
They know the aspect of the four elements, which is the two elements, which is your hands and legs, on any kind of surface. So they are the most, actually much better climbers than adults themselves,
Okay.
because they don't have the fear of falling or fear of heights. So they still don't understand and develop that fear within the years.
Okay.
So when they climb a fridge, it's literally high for them because
Right.
they're literally too small. But when adults climb 2 meters, it's too scary for him. And the reason is kids are fearless and they're just better climbers, basically.
They just don't know better,
They
right?
they just do it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know
Yeah.
better that if we fall, something could happen very bad. But
That's
like
true.
it's like experimentation phase.
That's indeed.
The thing is, when I mean, if you take climbing literally, then definitely, kids are natural climbers. But for us adults, metaphorically, climbing, we do that, you know, in our daily lives. I mean, we always climb another challenge, and after a challenge, an obstacle in
Beautifully
life.
said.
So basically, you know, looking at it from that perspective, I think if any one of us try climbing as a sport, he'll soon relate that, you know, climbing gives you that sense of accomplishment.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
and I think that's why it's somehow addictive
True.
for all of us.
I think maybe it seems a little bit intimidating, but it's actually really not when you understand the sport a little bit more. So there's two disciplines, which is climbing and hiking.
Okay.
Hiking is easier. There's not much technicality in it. It's basically carrying your bag up a mountain. So a hike can take a few days or weeks even at some point, and that's called trekking. And that's what I mainly do. And it's a lot less technical and less risky than the climbing sport. But to be fair, the climbing sport in general is quite safe if you're following certain directions. It only gets really, really risky once you start pushing boundaries and pushing limits in various locations. But if you're following the baby steps, it's quite difficult to be at a risk in general. And it's for all ages. I've seen babies doing climbing,
Yep.
and I've seen, you know, people who are in their 80s hiking,
True.
and of different shapes and sizes of bodies as well.
Yeah.
So I have quite good friends where I've climbed, you know, for more than 2 weeks in the mountain, and they make it. So it's more to do with the power of the mind.
Amazing. I mean, before you even get into the technicalities, you know, the classes and the sessions, I'm curious to know where in Bahrain do you normally go to perform such sports?
There are mainly two areas that we go. There's one in Sakhair, which is an artificial wall.
Okay.
It's
Gravity Village is called.
Gravity Village.
Gravity
right?
Village. And then there's some natural boulders around Bahrain and Sakhair as well. One of the most prominent ones is called Dragon Rock, and it's a natural rock that we go to. There are a couple of others, but I think we'll try and keep that for ourselves.
Dragon Rock.
Indeed.
You can
And,
find it on the map.
And we know Jabal Dakhan, but Dragon Rock,
No, Jabal Dakhan is restricted area.
restricted, right?
Yeah.
But
It's next to the museum.
True.
Dragon Rock, okay,
Yeah.
need to see that, definitely.
And
It's just a
cave?
basic, it's just a big boulder, big rock.
Okay.
The thing is with Bahrain, most of the rocks are
Stone,
limestone, so it's like weathered limestone,
Okay.
which gets a bit tricky. Basically, when you're trying to hold and you're trying to climb, it might break on you. But Dragon Rock is, I think, is the safest of them all.
True. And for the safety element of our safety and other people's safety, we don't advise people to go outdoor climbing
Yeah.
as beginners, because there's a lot of safety elements that need to be implemented in
Okay.
each session itself.
Okay.
Need to be people on site, crash mats, first aid, etc., proper shoes, proper guidance, and what exactly you're gonna climb there, the routes, how you're gonna use them, how the movement, the fall aspect, the gravity aspect, and all these we consider as as safety element. So we don't exactly advise beginners to do outdoor climbings
by themselves.
by
yeah.
themselves.
And that's why Bahrain, that's why the whole community came into play. We
Sure.
decided, we need to give this awareness to the people of Bahrain, the youth
Okay.
in Bahrain.
Okay.
That's how we decided, going on social media would be the best
Right.
approach to just gather those
Good stuff.
people who are interested and try to give them workshops.
Okay.
Try to do some sessions at the places we mentioned that we normally gather up. So and that's our message for Bahrain. You can come and join.
Right.
Feel free. Don't be intimidated.
Yeah.
Whether you're
Alright.
40, whether you're 50, or
Doesn't matter.
you're just a teen. We're happy to be a part of your learning experience. We can exchange experiences
And that's how we met as well. It
Okay.
was for the love of the sport. We weren't friends before that. We kind of just got to know each other. Maybe through Sayed mostly.
It's actually
That's,
Alright.
that's actually a funny story.
It is?
Okay.
Okay, please let us know.
So I was at the point of connection there
A point of
when
connection.
nobody know each other,
Right.
and I just gathered them all and put them all in WhatsApp group. I was like, "Hey guys, we're gonna go climb."
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you?
It's like,
What?
yeah,
And we discovered that each one of us, so there are 3 members who couldn't make it today, and each one of us, at a point of time, they were practicing whether hiking, climbing, out of Bahrain. And then when we got to know each other, everybody was like saying, "Hey, we could do climbing here. There's a boulder in Sakhir. There's an artificial wall in this mall," and that's how we took off.
And then when we get serious, we would travel.
Wow.
So we went a couple of times to Saudi. There are quite a
Sure.
few nice places there, but it's too hot, of course.
We don't.
They were actually part of the Bahrain team
Saudi.
competing in Saudi.
Amazing.
Yeah.
indeed.
And the other guys who are maybe a bit more experienced went to Oman for some completely off the grid climbing as well.
I mean, when he said when we want to get serious, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So this was just like kid stuff right now.
No, this is the start.
The start.
Being
this is the
serious,
beginning.
also we still implement the safety element.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
even if it's serious, it's just hard, but the safety
It requires a
standard,
lot of practice.
yeah, and the safety standards always increase, always on the top,
Okay.
always. One mistake, something could go wrong. Even though if it's 1%, we are not willing to take that 1%
Okay. Well,
of risk.
But then
We just
again, that's
make it
when we're
100.
getting really serious. Not,
Yeah, that's
not
too serious.
kid
what is
stuff.
really serious to you? Because
Well,
now I'm really curious to know.
it's
What's
just-
really serious?
Whether it was climbing or hiking, there are different routes, different difficulties.
Okay.
You could say there are different scales of grade for every route that you decide to tackle.
Right.
So, like I said, whether it's climbing or hiking, as you move up a scale, the techniques differ, the strengths differ, the technicalities differ,
The
the
equipment's
mental awareness while you want to practice, while you want to perform, just differs from just a natural, ladder climb.
Okay.
So it involves the steepness, it involves the type of holes, it involves the outdoor setting, the condition, the weather conditions. So there's
a lot
just
of elements.
a lot of elements that you need to be aware of.
especially
Okay.
gravity.
Right.
Gravity.
Yeah,
Gravity is a really strong element.
Yeah, that's one of the.
I liked how you just like looked up. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, you're gonna
sure.
climb that as well right now?
You can boulder that.
It's like he's looking up, like, what's going on?
No, it's just about to make an example. So you can have a wall this high,
Okay.
and literally this side is
Okay.
pretty elementary, and almost everybody can try it because it's a beginner route. The next louver up could be an extremely difficult route, and it's
Okay.
right next to each other, and it's not as high even, but the extremity of the grade of the path makes a huge difference. And that's what I mean we're getting serious. It could be literally 1 meter away from where you're actually practicing as well.
Okay.
And in terms of mountaineering, getting serious is, I would say, going above 5,000 meters or 6,000 meters. which is like 5-6 kilometers. Anything below, let's say, 4,000 meters is pretty elementary, and I think everybody can pretty much do it.
Okay.
Even further up, I mean, I've seen people do it for the first time.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and it just requires a little bit of practice, some mental preparation, and it gets easier every time and a lot more enjoyable as well when you understand what you're doing.
I'm sure a lot of mental preparation is needed for that. You know? It's like just a lot of fear factors taking place. So with all that being said, how can we join? What kind of classes do you have?
So for we actually are non-profitable, so we don't have a place to train people at or to bring people at. But what we do is, if anybody is willing to learn the sport and practice with us, train with us, we welcome everybody.
Great.
No matter the age, nationality, the gender. Even if you're 5 years old, if you want me to train them, I'll train them. I'll teach them how to climb.
Okay.
We do this because we love this sport, basically.
Beautiful.
We just love it. We're just trying to build that next generation of climbers in Bahrain.
Right.
We're a very
So-
informal community, and basically we kind of started up just before Corona. And there was a good center here in Bahrain for indoor climbing, which is artificial, but unfortunately closed down, and that's where we used to gather.
Oh.
And we had a couple of workshops as well, which was headed up by Hussein and Sayed, a couple of the other guys as well. And that's where we started creating a community. Unfortunately, with Corona and that place shutting down, we don't really have a formal place to gather, but there's always that place in Sakhir where the Gravity Village is.
Okay.
And really that's the best place to start or go to if you want to try out the sport.
Great.
So basically, yeah, just show up there and ask the people who are there, how can we learn, and then we'll be in touch. You can find us on social media.
All right.
We're on Instagram. If anybody has any questions, by all means,
Definitely.
please
Great.
send it through, and we'll be happy to take you around.
Let's go. So this has been a really interesting talk. I feel like I want to give this a try myself as well.
So when are we going?
Right?
When are we going? We're going now.
But we're not talking about stairs, right? We're not talking-
Of course, baby steps, sure.
All right. Any last words? Starting with you, Mr. Hussein.
I'd like the sport to be open to everybody. So please do show up. Come to Sakhir.
Okay.
Come to Gravity Village. We'll be happy to see you there. Try the sport. If anything, it'll show you how simple it is to just move from point A to point B. It's not so difficult. Don't be intimidated, and inshallah you'll love it.
All right. All right. Point A to B. Let me just find the B first.
Maybe just try new things, see if you like it. Even if you don't, it's a good sport to actually train yourself. Not only for practicing climbing, but it's very, very good physically for stamina and for training. And more importantly, I would like to reach out to the municipality out there to keep Sakhir clean, because unfortunately our Dragon Rocks are now an absolute mess.
Was set on fire last camping season.
Yeah. And so unfortunately people found out about it recently and it just got absolutely destroyed.
This is one of the things that we like to endorse with our community.
Okay.
Protect nature.
Of
We
course.
love the environment. We like it clean. So if everybody just has that sense of care for nature, then
Right.
then things would be a lot
Just
better.
keep it clean.
Yeah.
For this sport and most of the sports, you have to understand the risk factor of doing any type of sport. So in rock climbing, as I told you, there's the gravity, there's the equipment, and there's your mates, your belayer, your partner, your crash mat. These always need to be maintained
Okay.
and regularly checked, and sometimes certified for a certain equipment, perhaps, to take them to a proper check place or keep in good condition, basically.
Okay.
So these These watches always keep us safe. So that's the first element that we always care about. Safety, then we have fun.
Then keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
And
Keep it
even if you don't
safe
want to
and
try
fun.
climbing, you can go outside and try some camping outdoors in
Camping.
Sakhair.
Why not?
By the way,
When the weather
we've
is
done
better.
hikes in
Yeah.
Bahrain.
You've done.
Yeah, with Amr, he set up a couple of routes for us.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a, it's a couple of hours of
Yeah.
hiking in Bahrain, obviously, but we cover all the elements of a, you know,
True.
A
top.
hiking checklist, let's
Yeah.
say. And then we usually ended off with some camping overnight if we're
Okay.
allowed to.
Okay.
You know, it's just in the end of tent and chill out, bonfire.
I can definitely see a YouTube vlog when you get to say, walk to Bahrain one day.
but in winter.
Where you have different stops, you know, from like Sakhir all the way to the airport.
Impossible walking hikes.
We've done a couple of teasers on
Impossible
social
hiking
media
tours.
Okay.
that showcases
Sure.
hiking in Bahrain.
All right.
So if anybody, you know, looks
Climbing
looks
underscore
looks it up
Bahrain.
on Instagram,
Right.
then they'll find those teasers, and I'm
Sure.
sure
All right.
they're going to be amazed. So they're gonna-
I am right now, just hearing the stories.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see if I can
Yalla,
actually get
winter
into
will
it.
take you.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me just wait.
You don't need to
You
actually.
don't need to.
Yeah, I don't need
You
to.
don't
No,
need to.
no, you're fine.
Okay, well,
Look
we'll
at
talk
me.
about that later.
Sure.
After the interview, definitely. Well, thank you so much. This has been a very interesting talk, and I can't wait to have one of the hikes with you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
Definitely, much appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, climbing, hiking with the Bahrain climbing and hiking community. All that took place with an interview and talk here on Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist has the universe in his mind and hands. Today we have a young, talented Bahraini artist, Mariam El Gassab. Well, good evening.
Hello.
So, tell us about your passion, which is painting and art.
So art has been something that I used to like all my life. I always used to draw, paint, and do whatever it is related to art. I used to draw on canvases, I used to draw on paper, I used to draw on jackets, on plates, and so on. And of course, it was because of my mom that I started painting in the first place, because she was always my inspiration. She would take me out to different art classes, she would take me to different art summer schools, and so on. And because of her, I got introduced to a lot of artists, and I was able to see their art and develop my own style out of them, and seeing how they work with paint and how they work with their supplies.
Well, big shout out to your mother. You know, an amazing mother you got there, definitely. So you've been doing it for such a long time, and I can see you're so good at this. I mean, what do you prefer? Do you prefer oil or pencil? What is your preference?
Okay, so I started with oil paint just 4 months ago, so it wasn't so long ago.
Okay.
And I started with colored pencil around 1 year ago. But I love colored pencil the most because like the amount of power I have with that
Okay.
pencil, I can draw details and create like such small details in the painting or drawing. It just brings all of the piece together. So that's why I really like it. But also oil paint, I just started on it recently, but it really gives a smooth texture and it brings all of the piece together. It's different than acrylic. Acrylic dries quickly, so I can't really do portraits as easily. Whereas in oil, I can spend up to 3 days creating one face with like the oil paint and nothing will get ruined.
Wow, you're like an engineer. You know everything and what you need. That's very impressive. But have you ever thought of digital paintings, like going with Photoshop, illustrators?
I actually started with Procreate recently,
Okay.
but I'm more interested in like the traditional way of drawing, which is
Right.
by pen, pencil, and paintbrushes. I just feel like digital art is not my type of art, and I enjoy doing real art instead.
Okay, okay. Well, that being said, tell us about your painting right here, because there's a lot going on here, and I'm sure there's a story behind it.
Yes.
So please do.
So basically, this painting has a black background with gold leaf on it, and this represents the community as a whole,
Okay.
and how everything seems so lavish, everything seems so extravagant, everything seems so perfect. But the reality is that lavish life that they put out there is not the reality. And the girl here is the representation of all of the females around the world and how they're being oppressed with the beauty standards, with all of the things that ladies should do and ladies shouldn't do, and all of that. So the figure next to the lady is a representation of the reflection she sees herself as. She sees herself as that person because of the beauty standards the community has put through. She sees herself as that image because she feels empty from the inside, and she has no heart. As seen, there's like a hole around the heart because she has no heart anymore. But if you notice, there are like small dots,
Right.
small stars inside the heart itself, which is the representation that there is still hope in a change in the humanity.
Wow, that's a movie in the making. I mean, that's definitely it. What made you go this far? I mean, was it something personal? Is something that reflective in your life? What made you go through this? Although it's a beautiful painting, definitely, but why this?
Because I'm seeing in our culture nowadays, people tend to focus more on like male in general and not the females. Females don't have as many rights as men, and I just feel like it's a part of me as a female to spread awareness about this and raise awareness on the fact that women are also here, they have rights as well. And I actually started a series. This is only one of the paintings in my series. I have 4 so far.
Wow.
Which is about women and how women empowerment and how we should fix that.
Interesting. So, okay, that's a topic on its own, definitely. But for you to actually feel that way and see how it is with empowerment and all of that. So there is more, like you're talking about a series of 4. So this is like the first in the series.
No, I'm actually gonna be doing 8,
8.
but this is the 4th one. This is the most recent one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what about the other 3?
The other 3 are not here today.
But they're done.
Yeah.
I mean, so do they follow the same story, or do they have different kind of aspects?
Each one focuses on a different topic,
Okay.
but they all join together into like one topic, which is women empowerment.
Wow. Wow. This is something. It's definitely it. I mean, for you to go with that kind of expression, to put it all in a painting and in a very detailed, articulated manner is very impressive, honestly. So with this talent, where do you think you're going to be in the future? Where do you want to take this?
I'm not really sure for now where I'm gonna be in the future because I'm still in high school and I'm thinking about what I should study in the
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm looking forward to is just continuing it as my hobby and creating more pieces that would advocate causes and spread awareness about issues instead of just creating art as it is. And I hope to be in a future exhibition soon and
Okay.
showcase all of the art.
I won't be surprised if you're going to end up at the United Nations. You know, expressing your thoughts about problems in the world and challenges through your paintings. You know, that's going to be amazing. So with that being said, any last words to your viewers?
So what I would say is to never give up. No matter what age you are at and no matter what you've been through in life, never give up on anything you like. For example, even though you started liking art at the age of 50, you don't need to just stop there and be like, oh, I'm too old for that. You can still continue with the thing that you like. I once read a story as well of a woman named Anna, I guess, and she was 80 years old.
Okay.
And she started liking art at the age of 80, and that didn't stop her. She actually became a famous artist after that.
Amazing.
So that's just like inspiration for you to continue with your future plans, and no matter what it is, not even art, anything it is, just never give up on what you like.
Beautifully said. Well, thank you so much for sharing your inspiration, your passion here on Bahrain Now. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like Mariam said, follow your dreams and never give up. All that taking place right here on Bahrain Now. When it comes to painting, painting is a self-discovery. Every good artist paints with what he is today. So today, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor to have with us the artist Ilyas Rasti right here on Bahrain Now. Well, good evening.
Good evening. I'm really happy to be here.
Definitely, definitely. So now, tell us about your passion as an artist.
So I started since I was around 6 years old. I actually wanted to be the best in what I do. The teachers also noticed that I'm trying to improve myself. I'm trying to be the best in class. Maybe my work in class, even if it was simple watercolor or pencil, I was trying my best to show everyone, the principal, the teachers, my parents even noticed that I've trying my best to get to where everyone is happy. I am happy.
Okay. Okay, well, apparently you went beyond happy now. You went to an advanced level, honestly.
Of course, of course.
So I'm noticing a lot of your paintings here is that they have a lot of culture to it. So why did you take this kind of path in your passion with paintings?
So I know I can build my talent up to be a professional in it, maybe internationally also. So having my own Bahraini touch in it, it would actually make a difference. It's my identity in my paintings. I try my best to show my culture, my religion, and a taste of the tradition of Bahrain in my paintings. Like whatever the meaning is, I actually try to, for example, this guy, he's Muqabbil al-Nadir, he's a pearl merchant. He was really related in Bahrain, so I tried my best to show him as a really great inspiration for the people nowadays. He used to be a really important trading associate in Bahrain.
Okay, well, beautiful, very expressive.
Thank you.
But the one that really caught our attention is that painting.
Yeah.
So who is holding the Holy Quran?
That's my father.
Okay.
The real picture was actually really normal skin tones, but I wanted to add a warmth to the painting. I really tried my best to show my father as a really warm human, a warm man from inside. So he really cares about us. He really loves us. But as a parent, as a father, we can say in Bahrain, they don't really show that as much. Yeah. So I know, I feel it that he loves and cares about us. However, by my colors, by the really warm colors, I try to show his warmth from the inside. And him holding the Quran is one of the most peaceful ways a human can be. Islam is known for being the peace religion, so I really try to fully show my father's character in one painting.
As a person holding a book of peace, while being peaceful.
Yes.
Okay.
I have being warm from the inside.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what did your father think of the painting?
He really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also managed to post it on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He
Awesome.
barely posts, so this was a really important thing that he posted something on Instagram. That means he really likes it.
I mean, I love that. I mean, my son once drew me on a piece of paper. It was a lollipop. It's just a circle and a stick. But I still appreciate the effort.
Yeah, of course.
You know? So now with all of this right now and all the efforts, I'm sure you have a lot of paintings back home. What is your prospect? What do you want to do with all of this? Is it just going to be a part of your side hobbies? Or you want to carry on with this? Do you have like a future plan for this?
So I consider all my art as a practice until now. I'm trying my best to be internationally recognized first.
Okay.
I'm trying to go through art competitions and art exhibitions. In the future, I want to make my own art exhibition.
Okay.
And soon, in the upcoming few months, I will be doing art workshops.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to spread my knowledge and my expertise to everyone in a really shortcut way.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
can you, a person like me that has
Of course.
issues learning painting, can you help me?
Of course, from the there is 3 types: beginner, amateur, and a professional.
Okay.
For them, not to just say stuff that they wouldn't understand. So even if someone just holds a pen, I can hopefully try to make him paint something nice, at
I would
least.
love that. I would
Yeah.
definitely love that. Oh, for kids, adults, or all ages?
I would prefer 15 and above, honestly.
Why?
Maybe I can communicate with them because I'm 20. So
Okay.
15, I can actually relate to them. Maybe
Right.
the little kids, it might be difficult for them to concentrate or to know what I mean, actually.
Okay. Well, you know.
For now.
For now, definitely. Now, art exhibition, what's happening right now with you? Are you studying? Are you working?
I'm actually studying in Bahrain Polytechnic.
Okay.
I've been studying logistics. It's my 2nd year now.
Okay.
Yeah. And thank you, Mr. Qasim. He's a really good teacher.
All
Yeah.
right.
He's more like a friend than a teacher.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of teachers,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
So how is your family supporting you with all of this?
Of course, my mom really supported me from the beginning. I still have paintings that I drew when I was like 7 and 8.
Okay.
She still kept them until now, and she just gave it to me. When I was going through them, I was like, wow, this is where all began.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I see beautiful things happening for you, definitely.
Thank God.
And you know, we can
Yeah.
always see you in art exhibitions around the world. Is there a certain exhibition like in the world you want to be a part of, like somewhere in Japan or France, States,
Somewhere
Saudi?
in France, of course, since I'm also a PSG fan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all 2 birds in 1 stone. I would go to my favorite football club at the same time.
All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking courses also in France.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I really want to improve myself. I want to get the taste of the culture of other countries. Maybe not only France, maybe Italy also as well.
Italy. Why
Yeah.
Italy? Is it known for that?
Yes, and Caravaggio, he's a really known master. So I really want to imitate his skills, his expertise. There are many art exhibitions that actually have their paintings still there. So I want to see them up close and try my best to learn his techniques.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna ask you this question, and feel free not to answer it if you want to.
Yeah, of course.
You can say, you know what, I don't know if I can answer that, and it's very okay to do that.
Yeah.
How can your paintings add more color to this world,
Okay.
or change the world, or uplift somebody? It's beautiful, but if somebody tells you, well, what value do you add? What would you say?
It's a really deep question.
Right. Okay.
But there is also an answer for it. I can show the world that it's more like a stress relief.
Okay. Stress
okay.
relief. Okay.
At the same time, I can really showcase a problem in the world that I can put in a painting. I did a painting, it's called 2020.
Okay.
It took me at least 11 months to finish.
11
11 months, yeah. It's really huge and it has a lot of details. It's considered of 13 different stories regarding whatever happened in 2020. So I really try to maybe, let's say after 10 years, 2030, I'm gonna make my own art exhibition. So putting 2020 painting in that exhibition, it's gonna be like a flashback to everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm getting
It's
goosebumps right now. This is so exciting.
It's gonna be, it has everything, Corona to the financial market to everything that happened. So we lost many people, including Sheikh Sabah. He's also in the painting. So it's really emotionally connected, and the information are really rich in it. So it needs more of a heart to connect with the painting.
Man, I can't wait to see that. And definitely, hopefully we'll be seeing me at the first person and the line, you know, of a lot of people entering your exhibition.
You're gonna get a VIP card.
There you go. That's what's up. So
Yeah.
any last talks or any last words to your viewers?
So for whoever is actually trying to enter the art industry, it's really hard to keep away the people who criticize you. However, just don't listen to them. There are many people who try to put themselves first, so they try to break you down first, so they can get on top. So just do your thing, just paint what you like. Don't paint what you see is famous on TikTok or whatever. So it's just what you feel, it's just what you think. That's all I want to say.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Beautiful advice. Thank you so much for being with us right here on Bahrain Now.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Much appreciated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't mind the critics and just follow your dreams and just keep going. Do what you feel and think. These were the words of Ilyas taking place right here on Bahrain Now. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Remember to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below and stay tuned for more exciting segments on Bahrain Now. This was Bara Abdallah. Till next time, good night and God bless.